I'd like to yield a minute and a half to my colleague from the Armed Services Committee, General Bacon of Nebraska.
The gentleman from Nebraska is recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I stand in strong opposition to this amendment and the extreme damage it would do to our national security. Need I mention that a nuclear armed power just invaded its neighbor, a country that has modernized its ICBM force. Defunding the modernization of the land-based leg of our nuclear triad in this global environment should be unthinkable. Here's the facts. First, China is our pacing threat. It's on track to double its nuclear stockpile in the next decade, matching our ICBM force. At that rate, it may acquire the ability to strike all 400 U.S. ICBM sites in one wave. Meanwhile, Russia is rattling its already modernized nuclear saber to coerce the U.S. and our allies. Defunding the ICBM modernization, defunding it at a time like this sends a terrible message to our adversaries and to our allies. To our allies, can they trust us with the nuclear umbrella when we've allowed an ICBM go 50 years old? Secondly, our military leaders have stated there is zero margin left to delay modernization of this ground-based leg of our triad. The Minuteman III was built in the 70s, had a design lifespan of 10 years. Our airmen have worked miracles to sustain these weapons, but they've become far more expensive to maintain than to replace. The price tag to replacement is high, but it pales in comparison to a catastrophic consequence of failing in deterrence. Finally, the ground-based leg of our triad has never been more important. New technology is likely to end the invulnerability of our stealthy nuclear submarines, while advanced air defenses and air-to-air missiles threaten our bombers' ability to strike. ICBMs are always on alert. They're ready to strike anywhere, anytime. This force, with that, I yield. I recommend that we vote no on this amendment, and I yield back.
The gentleman's time has expired. The gentleman from California is recognized.
Is the gentleman from Alabama prepared to close?
The gentleman from Alabama is recognized.
I have no further speakers, so I'm prepared to close after you get through. Okay.
The gentleman from California is recognized.
I reserve so that I have the opportunity to close.
The gentleman from Alabama has the right to close.
Pity.